His invitation was kept a top secret, but his arrival at Uhuru Park couldn't be veiled. His presence apparently sent a signal of impunity at an occasion where Kenyans were celebrating the proclamation of a new set of laws to end the very culture of impunity. The ICC indicted President Al-Bashir in 2009 for war crimes and crimes against humanity, and last month added another charge of genocide. Being a signatory to the ICC, Kenya's gesture towards President Bashir outraged the international community, as it did local pressure groups.
Wewe Prime Minister, miaka mbili iliyopita, you are the first one to say he should be arrested. Your voice is sorely needed even now.
Speaking during an event organized by Darfur Victims Organization for Rehabilitation and Relief in London, ICC Prosecutor Moreno Ocampo said, quote, "The Republic of Kenya has a clear obligation to cooperate with the court in relation to the enforcement of such warrants of arrest, and they clearly defied it." Bashir has been accused of running a campaign of genocide that has afflicted the Darfur region, allegedly resulting in the deaths of hundreds of thousands and displacing millions. Ocampo said, quote, "It is disturbing that the Kenyan government is celebrating a new constitution, the national centerpiece of the rule of law, while obstructing justice for victims of such serious human rights violations in a neighboring country." End of quote. The Southern Sudan government is also furious, accusing Kenya of humiliating its leader Salva Kiir by inviting him and President Bashir to the same function. The chair of Eminent African Personalities, Kofi Annan, who was the UN Secretary General at the peak of the Darfur genocide, said in a statement to newsrooms he was surprised that the government had hosted President Al-Bashir in defiance of the ICC's warrants of arrest, bringing to question Kenya's commitment to bring post-election violence perpetrators to justice. Prime Minister Raila Odinga agrees that Bashir's invitation was in bad taste.
We are going to look very bad in the eyes of the international community if we allow somebody who has been indicted to come and spoil the party for us here.
Indeed, the triumphant day meant to mark Kenya's rebirth has been tarnished after the government was reported to the UN Security Council for hosting and refusing to arrest the fugitive president in defiance of its legal obligations. The African Union, however, finds no fault in Kenya's behavior. Instead, it is concerned that Kenya was being coerced to violate or disregard its obligations to the AU. In a summit in Kampala last month, AU decided that member states shall not cooperate pursuant to the provisions of Article 98 of the Rome Statute of the ICC relating to the immunities and arrest and surrender of President Omar Al-Bashir of the Sudan. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs defends itself, saying it was acting in the spirit of the AU decision.
The African Union Assembly of Heads of State and Governments made an appeal to the United Nations Security Council to defer the proceedings against President Bashir for one more year. This request was ignored and has never been acted upon since then.
The ministry says it invited all of Kenya's neighbors, and Bashir is one of them. The Prime Minister seems to imply that he was also in the dark about Bashir's surprise visit and was probably as baffled as other Kenyans to watch the fugitive president make a grand entry into Uhuru Park to witness the country's leadership swear to uphold and protect the new laws, which also include those of international crimes. Sylvia Chebet, Sunday Live at Kinoo PCA Church.